You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Mercury Quincunx Chiron, and the full harvest moon approaches. Daily horoscope for Wednesday and Thursday, September 27th through the 28th, 2023. Good morning, friends. A few reminders before we get into it. Please let me know if you'd like a card picked for you in the upcoming Fun and For You tarot card reading that I will be doing as a thank you to all of the AstroMommy Newsletter subscribers in the beginning of October. All you have to do is reply to this newsletter or the one titled I've Been Thinking About You, or send me an email to astromommyastrology@gmail.com by September 30th, 2023. I'm so excited to do this reading for you guys. My plan is to use your Substack handle to identify each reading, but if you'd like your reading to be anonymous, please let me know when you send me your request, and I can identify you with a unique number instead. Make sure you let me know you'd like a card read for you, because I will not be picking cards for each sign or anything, but instead unique readings for those who request them. This is a special occurrence, so make sure you send in your requests by the end of the month. Also, check out the new referral program to earn rewards for sharing the newsletter. It really helps the community to grow and thrive. And it is almost a full moon, and that means it is almost time to share our poems for this month. You can find the new moon word list for this month's lunar poetry ritual by clicking on the link at the top of the page or the link here. Friday is the full moon, so that is when I will post my poem, and you can post yours in the comments section or reply to the email newsletter or whatnot if you'd like to share yours privately. No pressure, it's your choice whether to share or not. A little bit of fun astronomy for this week. Did you know that you can see Venus and Mercury in the pre-dawn sky right now? Here is a short video showing how below. And this full harvest moon, which is technically on Friday, will actually be very visible on Thursday night, as it is the final super moon of the year. The moon will be sharing the sky with Saturn and Jupiter on either side of her as she climbs to culmination, and then as she is setting, Venus and Mercury will join in the planetary parade. It's going to be pretty cool. You can read about it at space.com at the link below. Okay, let's get into the astrology. All times are in Eastern time unless mentioned otherwise. On Wednesday, the moon will be in Pisces all day and start her day out with a semi-square to Chiron in Aries, symbolizing possible hurt feelings or feeling frustrated about something. This is the closing semi-square as the moon approaches Aries, where she will conjoin Chiron in a few days. So it may be some sort of trigger that you are pushing out toward the edges of your consciousness because you don't really want to think about it right now. Then at 2:33 a.m., the moon will form a quincunx to the sun in Libra, indicating there is something that you have to do for a relationship or a partnership that feels uncomfortable, and it may stretch your boundaries in some way. It may be an area in your life where you lack compassion, and you have to find it within yourself to be compassionate and do the compassionate thing. Or maybe it is something that requires imagination and creativity, and you have to dig deeply within yourself to pull something inspirational out. The quincunx always brings conflicting energies together that have different ways of operating, and as such, this can cause changes and separations to occur that can be very uncomfortable. It reminds me of a science demonstration that my chemistry teacher in high school showed us to demonstrate what happens when two metals have different melting points. She held a penny over a Bunsen burner flame, and within about 40 seconds, the copper burst open and out plopped a blob of zinc, which landed on the table and cooled into a flat, misshapen oval disc. When you have two things that are put together to serve a purpose, they have very different properties. When under pressure, they will behave according to their inherent natures, not necessarily their combined purpose, and it may or may not be the outcome you seek. So there may be a situation where you have to find it within yourself to be kind-hearted to something you may not meld with. A couple of hours before sunrise at 4:26 a.m., the moon will make a sesquiquadrate to Mars in Libra, which means that we have started something, a case for or against something or someone, but there are delays or hurdles we must jump through. Moving on to the afternoon, at 12:14 p.m., the moon makes frustrating aspects to the nodes, symbolizing friction along the path. It's like we can feel the stickiness of the situation in our lives, and we are not sure how to smooth it over or avoid the inevitable boundary push. In the early evening, at 4:59 p.m., the moon perfects a semi-square to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde. This transit comes after the moon's recent conjunction to Pluto, which just occurred last weekend, and may have brought up some intense feelings or deep insights. Now we are taking those pieces of information and pondering them, figuring out where to place them in an ongoing, ever-changing puzzle. At 6:29 p.m., Mercury in Virgo makes a quincunx to Chiron in Aries. And this feels like we have a checklist of things we need to do, people we need to talk to, things we need to organize or clean, and we have feelings and wants and desires about how to do it, when to do it, and why to do it. And this checklist is just sitting there with all the boxes still empty, none of them checked off. We are not sure when or how we are going to get any of these items done on this list, and we may feel vulnerable and cranky about it. We want our life to line up, and at this moment, there may be parts that do, and then there are parts that don't, and it's hard to deal with the things that are still out of place. The last transit of the day, thankfully, is the moon in a sextile to Jupiter in Taurus retrograde, symbolizing a confidence boost, an opportunity for an increase in abundance, wealth, prosperity, or good health. This transit may smooth over some of the sharp edges that have emerged today, or it may provide you with the know-how and the tools to soften the frayed edge. Just last night, my oldest son brought me his woven belt that his dog had chewed the end off of. He didn't know what to do, but it was still long enough to function, so I trimmed off the chewed-up edge and singed the freshly cut end with a lighter, melting the threads together. The material, of course, had some sort of plastic synthetic in it, making it functional again. This transit with Jupiter may feel like you are able to solve a problem and apply some heat to a situation that melts the chaotic exterior into a cohesive union that works. On Thursday, the moon will be in Pisces until she ingresses into Aries at 8:17 p.m. First, early in the morning at 2:18 a.m., the moon opposes Mercury in Virgo, and harsh words may be spoken, or ultimatums may set the stage for the day as heart and mind are having a duel. This could present in our relationships as well as we could experience fights, arguments, or disagreements as we try to come to a general consensus of reality. Then at 5:30 a.m. and 7:05 a.m., the moon forms back-to-back quincunxes, first to Mars in Libra and then second to Venus in Leo, almost forming a yod, also known as a finger of God. Mars and Venus have been dancing with each other and almost forming a sextile for some time now, and this is a continuation of their story over the summer, where Venus almost conjoined Mars but didn't because she stationed retrograde. So here we see them again, almost forming a sextile relationship, but not quite making it. If they did, this would be a true yod, but because they have not and will not perfect the 60-degree aspect to each other, this is not a perfect yod, but rather still feels like a pipe dream. The moon's quincunx to Mars and then to Venus symbolizes feeling very out of sorts when it comes to our relationships, our values, and our finances, as well as our drives, passions, and desires. We have been trying to merge them together for some time, but it just keeps failing and things just don't seem right yet. After this almost yod, at 8:35 a.m., the moon in Pisces forms a sextile to Uranus in Taurus retrograde, and there's a sudden opportunity for connection, love, or a feeling of spiritual harmony, or just something that strikes you out of the blue that brings an unexpected positive outcome. In the afternoon, at 12:09 p.m., the moon forms another quincunx, but this time it is to the south node in Libra, and it is like we are seeking a path through this emotional maze and can't find it. Then at 1:53 p.m., the moon conjoins Neptune, and we are utterly lost in the fog, completely unable to see the gifts that may be right in front of us, but don't worry. The fog will clear soon. In the early evening at 4:57 p.m., the moon makes a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn, and it's like instead of a beam of light cutting the fog of Neptune, it is a shadow that strikes it down, severing through it like a heavy cloak sweeping the dust off the floor. It's a surprising comfort, like trying to find the toilet in the dark, and when you do, it's cold and hard, but you are really glad you found it. Later that night at 7:38 p.m., the moon forms a semi-square to Jupiter. Yesterday, the moon made a harmonious sextile, and now today she forms a frustrating semi-square as she approaches her eventual conjunction. So this may feel like we know we are getting closer and closer to Christmas, but it's not time yet, so we have to show some restraint and patience as the holiday approaches. It's time to make a list of ideas, but not time to spend any money. And finally, at 8:17 p.m., the moon ingresses into Aries and is only 6 degrees away from the full moon, which is technically Friday morning at 5:57 a.m., but we will be able to observe the beautiful bright moon on Thursday night as she will rise at 6:59 p.m. and be about 98 to 99% full. As I said in the updates section of the newsletter, the full moon will be joined in the sky by Saturn to the west and Jupiter to the east, and then when the moon gets close to setting, Venus and Mercury will join her in the pre-dawn sky. We will go over the full moon chart on Friday, but briefly, the full moon is a time of things reaching their peak and ending. So if there are projects that you have been working on and they are now done, it is a great time to put them to bed as the light is still increasing. This gives the energy time to peak out and the next step in the process to begin to unfold this weekend. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? 9 of Cups, reversed. On this card, we see women gathered around a pool. One woman lounges, another sits, 2 are performing gymnastics, and one looks like she is dancing. 8 jugs sit on top of the masonry that lines the pool, and a woman carries the 9th jug in front of her as she walks up the steps, leaving the water's edge. Goddess Ishtar is carved into the stone wall, and 3 trees stand tall in the background, their branches and leaves swooping up and cascading down like pom-poms stuck in the ground. In the upright position, the 9 of Cups represents wishes, dreams, success, and a hopeful outlook. In the reverse position, it could signify a sense of loss about one's hopes and dreams, or a sense that the cups are empty, meaning we are emotionally empty and have given up hope of happiness from love, career, health, finances, or whatever may be contributing to the feelings of emptiness. As the card for the day, I feel this is a reminder to keep the faith, things will get better, and water will flow in the jugs again soon. This card is signified by Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, and prosperity, and Pisces is a sign of fluidity, dreams, and redemption. Jupiter is optimistic and brings hope, and Pisces reminds us to be compassionate and look for the silver lining and the spiritual meaning behind all the suffering. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until Friday, AstroMommy. The Libra zodiac patches and all other zodiac patches designed by my daughter Kaliandra, the Pi Aquarius, are available in the family Etsy shop. They make great stocking stuffers. Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Motherpeace Round Tarot and book set available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.